Stand to, Mech Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time, well, we lit an entire canyon on fire. And that's not really an exaggeration. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch last episode, and then come back and watch this one, because what we did to that canyon with those arrow fours potentially was a war crime, and we intend to continue to utilize our arrow fours in that fashion, and in that regard, we're going to be doing a clandestine research mission. This is going to be 417 priority. Salvage 330,800 Zeebles at 3 skulls difficulty, so we might be able to pick up another mech really easily and quickly. That's kind of the hope and goal. If we can grab another couple of mechs, we can sell them for a decent amount of profit. I still have 2 mechs currently sitting in the middle of my mech bay, which are in pieces, but hey, I haven't decided if I want to keep the Black Knight or if I want to keep the Marauder, and if you have any thoughts on which one you think we should rather keep, do let me know in the comments below so that we can kind of come to a consensus on this one, because honestly the Marauder probably statistically is a better mech, but I don't have a Black Knight and I do have a Marauder. Oh, it looks like we are in a very interesting position. Actually, how am I supposed to get up here? That maybe? Let's go take a look. Although as we walk, I am going to start lobbing high explosive shells over towards the main base where I know the enemies are. Because we can. And we're hitting things all over the place, which is great. We'll start moving off in that direction because I think I might be able to get up on there. And if I can, then we'll be able to march on into battle. Although it's not quite clear just yet. Oh, utilizing the vulture. I would love to, if I can just get one good-ish angle shot. That'll be that. And then we'll high explosive right into the middle of the group. And all the people are having a bad day. We may even get really lucky, man. I actually managed to blow up a vehicle or two as we move around. There are probably turrets that are also defending that location, so really we're just doing a fairly decent job of eliminating that. Although we are also exposing ourselves to be counter-fired, so we are going to have to be a little bit careful to see what sort of artillery they're about to bring back against us. We can't just really put our back towards the enemy and rush away, because that'll probably end poorly for us. We also want to make sure that we're providing a sufficient amount of AMS protection, because otherwise, bad days will end up happening. The Mackie can run as well. Yeah, position right there. At the end of the day, the Mackie really doesn't ever have to leave his starting position. He can just continue to shell anything he wants. Yeah, just damage all around to everybody. And of course, the damage message that gives is that they have taken damage, even though that's not quite true. They are in fact inflicting huge, massive amounts of damage in on the enemy. The enemy is not responding. I love it. Catapult, rush on over here so I can get a good idea of how to get out of this current predicament. I'm not sure I can climb that. There's the edge of the map. Maybe I can climb up there? It's not really clear. We'll have to find out. We may even have to restart, and if that's the case, I'll probably just restart recording the episode entirely and start from scratch. Oh, we see the enemy. Lovely. We got a Hetzer and a sniper artillery emplacement. Both of them are actually artillery. I will actually level up to the shape charge shell. I don't have a visual. Do I have a target, though? Right, range, yeah, fire. You got it. You missed. And charge yourself, which is less than ideal. I should probably just start lobbing shells onto them. Got a bandit zooming on forward. I think this calls for a little bit of inferno. Assuming, of course, I still have, a line of sight on these people. They're starting to fire back with their missiles. Luckily for us, we happen to have enough AMS to just completely shut that down. 15 of 15 being shot out of the skies. Let us multi-target. And so we're going to multi-target you, and we're going to multi-target you. And I'm going to set it over to Infernos. And standard. Actually, do I want to just brace out the Inferno as much as possible? Actually, I could probably just save this shot, aim right for the sniper artillery emplacement itself, warlord it up, and it should be able to splash them both with the damage that I want. So fire. Hit, and then burn. I miscalculated slightly. Okay, so it's not quite as big as I was hoping. We will continue to push on away, and eventually we'll lob even more arrows on top of them. Although they may actually reveal to us where we can actually get down from here, so that might help out a bit. So a little bit of fire goes a long way. Do we know how... Yeah, the sniper artillery emplacement is almost already dead. In fact, I will blow it up as we speak right now. I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to attack ground area. and we're just going to shell everything in the radius. So drop that shell right there. And there goes their sniper. We have artillery superiority, at least local superiority at the moment. They may have other artillery pieces further on around, but we have destroyed 25% of the enemy turrets already. We'll have the Gauss Wolf continue to rush on forward to help scout out. Our nimble cavalry mech, able to peek in and see exactly what's going on and figure out how to handle it. Hetz is going to back off, fire and miss, so we should be able to shoot back at him. He does have a thump artillery piece. We'll have to remember that he's on that ramp. If we forget, oh well. Rocketeer or Marauder? Yeah, it doesn't matter. I was trying to remember if I had missed one of my artillery mechs, because we have all three now. We have the Thanatos with its smaller but more accurate thumper, the Arrow, which is just ungodly good, and then of course a sniper for the big stick when it comes to really laying down shell fire on top of people. Combining the three, we might be able to cause a lot of interesting damage. More artillery firing back towards us, so we know exactly what it is we're going to be targeting again. And some more incoming missiles, but our point defense is more than capable of handling anything coming our way. Lovely. I really hope that I wasn't supposed to come all the way around like that, because I may actually have to do that, and by that point we'll be out of ammunition. Thanatos, are you in range to shoot anybody? You are, perfectly. Your accuracy is terrible though, and there is a howitzer, but it's a howitzer 2000, so that's pretty useless. It's not really, but the Howitzer 2000 is not exactly what you want for sort of a massive amount of damage. I want to hit both of you, actually. But I'm more concerned, actually, of the Hetzer. So I will drop a shell on top of him. And the thing to remember is all of the damage that you deal with the sort of shrapnel explosive area of effect goes right to the turret. Which means that over time, you can just steadily whittle something down and completely annihilate it. Okay, I think we ran into a dead end. Alright, so we'll turn around and we'll head back in towards it. I will have Howl scout out the rest of this, but... yeah, Howl's gonna have to turn around. Oh well, that gives us more time to continue to bombard, though. So not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, this probably stops right here. Alright, I'll have you start moving back in this direction. We do have shots with the long-range missiles. We're not going to waste them, obviously, because there's no point. The Marauder will start heading back on over in this direction, as well as we basically redirect ourselves to moving back towards the target, because apparently we can come over here. Hey, there is an enemy. He managed to get all the way down. What do we know? It's a bandit hovercraft. That's adorable. The Vulture, if we were to target things, can see the heavy command bunker, which is really tempting. Although that's the only thing I can actually see with my current sensor range. I will run forward, since accuracy is not exactly what we call critical in this mech, so this will give me an actual line of sight on multiple things, which I can then multi-target and utilize my arrows in the most efficient way possible. So that and that, that'll go to Bravo, and fire the missiles. So a little bit of fire, and then a full-on shell to open up even more. I think we killed the Hetzer. And we're just starting to light the entire location on fire. That was not necessarily the intention, but you know what? I'm just going to run with it. And more artillery. Let's kill this howitzer entirely. And just to make sure that he's still in the blast radius. And more is breaking. Ooh, did we identify more targets? Yes, we have identified a light carrier with a whole bunch of missiles. I have gone through, I believe, everybody by this point, so I'm not going to have anyone to shoot at that light carrier, but that will be a desire of ours to do soon. It's a light hybrid carrier with TBMs and LRMs. Some of them got through the iron dome of our defenses, trying to hit that Vulture, and the bandit driving right through the fire, which is going to torch him. He will take damage for that. Point defenses, not able to fire on this turn, unfortunately. And if it comes back to me, back to me. Oh, and we're fired up, which means greater and greater accuracy, which is, of course, the goal. Apparently, oh crap, you're laying minefields. Alright, we gotta take care of you. So, yeah, you've got thermal missiles on all of those. You know what? Sure, why not? If you're gonna stand in the middle of an area, I may as well make you incredibly weak. Oh, shattered. Could not handle the fire. Okay, Thanatos can move on forward, and he'll just walk. And the reason why we walk is for good accuracy. 38, 80% sounds like a good plan. And then, of course, there's a heavy command bunker, which I'm really tempted to actually shell. But I'm going to go with knocking you out. We'll go shape charge.
Confirmed.
Popped. Absolutely beautiful.
One less turret.
So we are down to only 2 turrets. One of them is a command bunker, which is dangerous. Command bunkers are dangerous for many reasons, one of which is the fact that command bunkers have AMS and also generally tags of some description. Now, we don't have very good accuracy on this as well. Unfortunately, the sniper, not exactly a precision piece of equipment. More of a, I don't want them in that general direction to be doing things. And it can continue to do that quite nicely. In fact, it actually has a large laser shot now, because it is equipped, of course, with the 4 ER large lasers for that extra little backup. Yeah, it stops here. Okay.
Roger.
Unfortunate. It does mean that the Axeman is going to be a little bit behind, which again, also a little bit unfortunate, but we'll be able to make up for it by just running right onto the target. And of course, you know, the artillery that we are just absolutely spitting out all of the firepower that we need to. Decent accuracy, decent accuracy. Oh, it's a dual gun is the final one. I'm going to just torch it. Could go guided. Only 33%. I don't really want to give him the satisfaction. Let's see what happens when I drop an arrow and a standard on top of him. The 2 missiles on his way. Already causing lots of havoc, which is exactly the plan. Can I actually get some accurate sensor readings on the command bunker as we just continue to lay down all of the fire? Catapult currently the target because it's out in the open and it's probably the closest thing. Several of their enemy units probably that's the only thing they can actually see. Coach, your marauder. Currently in the middle of a minefield. Ignore it.
I got you.
It took 3 damage each leg from the mines, so not bad.
Waiting for orders.
And the Rakatar, I would prefer not to be, you know, hit by mines, so I'll just run you in this direction. Avoid that as best as we can. And enemy turn. Could have focused on the catapult more. Point defense on the catapult, of course, an integrated laser AMS for that own little extra support, so it can handle itself. Doesn't need any help. Death Crusade with Thanatos, what do you see? Bandit, a dual gun with a LBX AC5 and an HVAC, which is not heating, ventilation, air conditioning. It is, in fact, a high-velocity autocannon. Direct hit, and I think we've actually managed to penetrate the armor on that one. And now the Thanatos exposes itself as well. But that's okay, because we have solutions to this. Mainly, I have missiles, and they will possibly be killed. It's not great accuracy, but you know what? He doesn't exactly have great armor at the moment. I will Warlord it just to improve it just a little bit much. And stream missiles on in. Unfortunately, not able to fully kill him.
Commander.
The Marauder might actually be able to get him on the backup before anything ends up happening. So we'll come over the mountaintop and we'll just annihilate everything. Vulture, yes please. Target the heavy command bunker. Oh, the accuracy is actually pretty good. Going guided would net me a 65% for a chance of 100. I'm not going to do it, mainly because I will wait until I can Warlord it. In the meantime, continue to just pound it with arrows. Because that is proving to be a highly effective plan. I'd like to avoid being directly seen, but I also don't want to make myself super vulnerable. So I will make myself directly seen, but we'll also seek to hopefully annihilate this bandit before it can actually do anything really dangerous. Rakatar a little bit out on its own, but run the gun. There we go. No bandit to worry about. We need to break their line of sight wherever possible in order to make sure that we don't have to worry about getting shot back. It's very important. Marauder has no target anymore because we already killed it. Enemy now gets to respond. They are steadily coming back down. More bandit hovercrafts. They should have LRMs, don't they? Or at least this one might. Yes, more LRMs coming in for the Rakatar, but it is still within point defense range. 1 missile managing to get through our defenses and causing 5 damage. Showboat currently trying to catch up with her own AMS. That AMS bubble quite helpful to have multiple locations providing fire support. And the Mackey. Attack ground. Your target is, of course, this. I thought so. I'm not actually turned in the right direction to shoot it, so we will reset our orientation. Like so. And then we'll lay a shell right down on top of it. Where is that command bunker? There it is, in the middle of its own little pyre. And I think, yes, 75, no, 50% of all turrets. It's still intact. Incoming missiles, however, not able to get through our point defense. And once again, the Rakatar is saved from 5 missiles. Paradox in the catapult. We can run on forward and might even be able to get some more accurate LRM fire. I'll even leave myself undefended. That's actually not worth the effort. 11%, no point.
Ready for orders.
Death Crusade, on the other hand, Thanatos. 51, 75. No, in fact, I want to completely eliminate this thing. So a 93.5% on a shape charge, indirect fire, missed.
Report negative damage.
He had a 93 point something percent, and he managed to somehow miss by 7%.
Waiting for
Sometimes I don't quite understand how the game comes up with its math, but hey,
speed.
I shouldn't argue.
No target.
Alright then,
Waiting
Finn.
for orders.
You're going to permanently remove this location. Maybe not permanently. We are kind of hoping for a good crit.
Locking on target.
More damage to it, but it's just not dead. I'm going to have to invest another arrow into the target. That is unfortunate.
Waiting for orders.
Because the more arrows I have to waste into that thing, the less arrows I have to save for the reinforcement lines that we're hopefully going to be able to capture. Alright, Jester. Time to multi-target. Legal target. One arrow there. Oh, it has stealth. Right. Great. Alright, target you. We will go with a single guided right on into the target. I will warlord it for maximum capability. And 90%.
Engaging with target.
Shattered. 152 damage.
That turret is gone.
Brilliant. Okay, the turret is completely down. I am running out of standard arrows, which is kind of not the plan.
Standing
I was
by.
hoping to have enough ammunition for more operations, but that clearly will not be the case. We'll rush on in here.
Copy that, Commander.
Continue to push on forward. Guns are unjammed, so we can fight at maximum capability once again.
Aye, Skipper.
No artillery currently available to drop on top of the bandit, which was kind of the original plan. But I might be able to lay a couple of accurate arrow guideds into you. I'll probably actually kill you. No guarantee of that, of course, but there is always the chance that arrows will do the perfect pinpoint damage that is required in order to be perfectly successful in everything that you try. Paradox, catapult 3. Rush on forward. Still indirect fire, which you're not very good at. The mech just was not designed for this kind of combat.
Roger.
Get rid of the last of our LRMs and cause a decent amount of damage.
Reporting.
However, was not able to crit him to death. For that, we'll need to wait for... I don't really want to waste the Thanatos on it, because the Thanatos is instead going to knock out the gun.
Got it.
Oh, so close to having completely dead. And then Howl, still not in a position to follow up, but soon.
Copy that.
Although really, she's not going to get there before we kill that bandit. The bandit's almost dead at this point. I don't want to have the vulture shoot at it anymore, because you'll notice it doesn't... Well, it still has a lot of health. That is true. Guideds, go.
Locking in all weapon systems.
Double hit. The target is almost completely destroyed.
Target's taking a critical hit.
And we'll continue to walk on forward. ECM protection going down. Coach can zoom the Marauder on in. And still not going to quite get that line of sight that I want.
Quick stepping it.
So probably not this turn.
Commander.
Mockingbird will be able to chill out. Make sure that her mech is able to handle the next engagement at perfect rates. And Finn will lay the last shell of our indirect high explosive onto the target. Actually, you know what? Go to... Not a direct charge. I can't fire a direct charge. Indirect. Shape charge. Let's see if this works. It does not.
Systems holding.
So shape charge is pretty direct on target. You're going to need it. Axeman is going to rush on forward, provide her AMS bubble, which is quite important to keeping everybody alive and safe. Although against basically one target left, I mean, it's not the biggest of deals. Zipping way off to the side, I may actually have a large laser line of sight on you. And if that is indeed the case, then I'm just going to laser you to death. Marauder getting shot at, but nothing managed to get through, luckily for us. We have the situation fully under control. And Paradox. You still have standard LRMs, which you can utilize. And you... Ooh, it's actually blocked. That's okay. Thanatos. Last shell.
Target confirmed.
You missed. Amazingly, you missed and didn't hit yourself. Which is actually pretty surprising, all things considered. Rush on forward. You're good. Paradox. Okay, I guess Paradox you can go in. I mean, you could missile that. Do it. I was hoping to get a good crit, just to make the entire thing explode.
Think I hit something good.
But it did not happen.
Ready for orders.
Just your vulture is not going to fire any more arrows at that target. It's just not worth it. And I really don't want to fire arrows at a bandit either. I want to save them. I don't quite know what's still coming our way, so I want to make sure that I have the capability of handling it if and when that time comes. You know what? Shape charge, high explosive, you're about the same. Flatten that sucker.
Target confirmed.
Okay, defenses dealt with.
Turret destroyed.
There's not much of a base left to capture, but dealt with. We'll just go with that.
Roger that.
And maybe we'll still be paid the same.
Skipper.
Okay, the Marauder can now see if it can't get a line of sight onto the target. If it can, then the target is dead. If not, the target will last another day. Since I can't get a line of sight on it, I'm not going to bother. This turret may have turrets. Not anymore. Then again, this turret really doesn't have much in the way of buildings either, but we'll take what we can get. You can get a shot here, you may as well. You are a fast, nimble mech. Although 20% probably won't connect. I take that back. Perfect connection on target.
One for the scrap heap.
Alrighty, so we have the early defenders taken care of. Now all we need to worry about is the additional of enemy forces who are going to be dropping on in after us. So the reinforcement lance, which I'm positive is going to arrive, because if not, that'll be an astonishingly small amount of defenders. I mean, 4 vehicles? We'll gladly take the sniper and the thumper off their hands, I suppose. That'll put me up to 3 thumpers. But I would be absolutely shocked if more enemies did not arrive after we managed to take occupation? We managed to occupy the location. And the Vulture can continue along. Quite nimble for its, for what it currently is designed to do. What I would like to get my hands on is a pair of clan arrow 4s. Because if I can get a pair of clan arrow 4s, clan arrow 4s are 12 tons versus the Inner arrow 4, which is 15 tons. And saving 6 tons across both of them, I could actually put on a fairly decent point defense setup on that one. I mean, literally, I could turn it into basically what we've got in the, oh god, what's it called? In the Goswolf. Because it would literally be the same thing. The weights are more or less the same. I just wish I could put in a Clan XL engine into that Vulture. That would make my life considerably easier. Although another thing possible, if I could get a Clan Vulture, a 65-ton one, and turn that into it, because that would have all that stuff built into it, and I wouldn't have to worry about it suddenly falling off. Because right now, our current mech has a significant risk of explosion. Although I suppose I can't do that because then I would lose the weapon mounts, and the weapon mounts are actually pretty important.
I hear ya.
Because they give us a considerable amount more accuracy when we're actually engaged with targets.
Orders.
Come on, Gus, we'll keep up. Although, I suppose hanging around the Mackey's not bad. It'll keep it protected, but we are getting a little bit strung out. The big thing, though, is to keep the Vulture, and I think the Thanatos still has an Inner Sphere XL engine. Keep those nice and tucked in close, so that if all things go terribly wrong, we will have everybody in position to defend them. And Finn, your Mackie at maximum pace. It's not the fastest mech in the world, but it'll go when needed be. Ooh, reinforcements have arrived. A flea. Not gonna lie, I don't think the flea is going to be quite what you're looking for in terms of backup. It's probably a bit of a bad plan. Hunchback as well. Okay, he isn't behind us, and he's got missiles on board. I have no intention of keeping a Hunchback alive. It just doesn't seem, unless there's like nothing else, I won't bother saving it. We'll have to see what the rest of the lance turns out to be. A Blackjack, similar problem. Also has missiles, going to be shooting the back of us. Managing to get a pair of hits on in, which is a tad unfortunate. So a flea, a Blackjack, a Hunchback, and what is the 4th mech? What shall be a catapult? Okay, 55-ton risk catapult, I assume? I can't imagine it's a full-on heavy catapult. I'm going to shut it down regardless and try and steal it, because it'll be worth a lot, I assume. Alright, so let's have our catapult start to move as fast as it can. We do need to actually get a line of sight onto the target. This sort of long-range duel is not really why we're here. We generally tend to be a little bit more aggressive at point-blank range. And there's no way you actually see a target here, which is okay. But we do need to turn.
Aye, aye.
Okay, could lay a couple of shells. I will switch on over to high explosive. Attack the ground, and I'm going to see, I cannot hit the flea, but I can hit these two. A Blackjack is not super well armored.
Engaging with target.
Managed to get a little bit of hits in. We're getting things started.
Commander.
Jester, on the other hand, Jester's arrows hopefully will be a little more accurate. 52, 59. You know what? Warlord it up. And let's see if you can't hit a flea. Missed both times. Oh, that's frustrating to have wasted 2 of them. Because guided arrows deal no splash damage. So they either hit or they don't, which basically makes them more or less. I will reserve you.
Standing by.
What that makes them is Thunderbolt 20s, except with super long range and better accuracy. You can reserve, so I know just how close everybody else is going to get.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Get the Marauder over this hill. Is this a trap? It doesn't look like it. Though we should be able to flood in through here along the side of the base. Howl is just going to surge on forward as fast as she can. Actually, she could get into a little bit of a gun duel. Sure, let's go check out a gun duel with Howl. 9.2. Shoot anyway. You have the ammo. Missed by 0%. Okay. Clearly something went wrong.
Orders.
And Finn's Mackie can actually come over here because this is the direction he needs to move anyway. And more artillery. Target. High explosives.
Roger that.
Pop. Well, not yet, but they're certainly suffering. A little bit. We will beat into them bit by bloody bit. I really don't want to leave them behind too much, but I do have to get this mech on the move. Because it does need to actually get into melee range in order to be super effective.
Yes, command.
Until then, it's only mostly effective. Okay, rush to the fire.
Let's
I
go.
think next turn you'll be able to see that catapult, and then you'll be able to actually get some work done. Sure, why not?
Firing on target.
Just again, so that's 4 Gauss rifle shells so far they've managed to avoid, which is pretty good, all things considered. I think they're feeling quite proud of themselves. Thanatos, 32, 32. Yeah, give... Oh, that blackjack has a Gauss rifle.
Make some trash.
More artillery. And move. We want to break contact as fast as possible. We're not actually being paid to engage them at that point-blank range.
Max speed, no shooting.
Moving through the fire. Sneaking on in. This flea ought to be an easy kill. Although this flea looked like it was equipped with a couple of machine guns, which might be a little bit dangerous. I still don't know what version of the catapult I'm dealing with. It has a missile volley, but only 15 so far. I'm kind of wondering what I'm dealing with here. It's not quite as clear as I'd like it to be. The ERPPC, LRM-15, medium laser, machine gun array, heavy. 65-ton catapult. Okay, I will continue to operate and deal with that, but
Engaging.
gotta be honest, that's not really the kind of catapult that I would expect to run into.
On my way.
Coach,
Yup.
there's the Marauder. I do need to get the catapult, I need to get us in range of shooting that catapult with our catapult, so we can start to work. I should probably start hitting them, both groups, with arrows. So when is Jester up? I think Jester already went. He's a Tactics 10 pilot, but still. If he is up, I'm going to lay one here, I'm going to lay one here. We'll probably ignore the flea. Oh, that flea might be running. Jester is up, okay. So, we are switching on from Guided to Inferno. We have 7 of them left. And you get one, and you get one. Let's get underway. I don't need accuracy, I just need to be close. Oh shit, did not change the targets. Whoops. I will give you a vigilance to make sure you roll high on the next run. Because I've got to make sure that I get more fire down on the targets. Yeah, the Rakatar bursts on through.
Stepping it.
And we'll be in a position to engage them when they come around the corner. Unfortunately, the target we want to engage is the catapult, which we are going to steal as best as we can. Blackjack running through flames, firing a Gauss rifle, and a whole bunch of other stuff at the Mackie, which may have been a considerable mistake. He just revealed himself to a Mackie. I don't imagine that he's about to live for much longer, because our Mackie is not just a normal Mackie. A little bit of long-range missile fire, nothing able to connect with us. The Mackie's probably just going to turn a little bit and fire all of his large lasers and his cannon, because you're already cooking, buddy. Good, Jester's up. Okay, so Jester is going to multi-target. One there. One there. Bravo, Eva. And fire.
Engaging multiple targets.
Came close, but still managed to get the cook. And pretty much dead on, which is a little bit of a reversal from what we were kind of expecting.
Location confirmed.
Paradox can come in with the catapult now. And next turn, we got ourselves a barbecue. And I will not fire this round because of that. I want to make sure that we have the barbecue available to be utilized.
I'm there.
Thanatos can continue his little skirmishing that's currently going on over here. You have a Gauss rifle. Shape charge. Good hit. And we're getting some penetration now.
Report critical hit.
Waiting for orders.
Howl can actually probably get a fairly decent shot. I want Howl to aim from the front because I want Howl to kill the front of the mech. If she does that,
Lockdown start.
we have a chance of not blowing off the Gauss rifle that we just blew off.
That hit something good.
I wanted to steal the Gauss, although it's a normal industry Gauss rifle. It's not as cool as I have been half thinking,
Ready to rock.
because I've been lately, operating with a lot of MechWarrior 5 more or less, and so Gauss rifle in that a little bit more significant. I don't want to move you. Not yet, anyway.
Waiting for
Mockingbird has a similar problem.
Waiting.
Because the amount of firepower that they will put out, they will kill the catapult. And I don't want them to do that. I want to kill the flea, and I want to kill the other three, and I want to save the catapult. Because the catapult will get me lots of stuff. Mainly a catapult that I can then sell, because I've already got a catapult. I have no real need or desire to have another catapult. Oh, it's so good. Shape charge. Aim for the head. Let's go drilling. I don't know how you managed to miss that, considering all of the high accuracy bonuses that were there. But I'll let that just sort of slide, I guess. Hunchback shifting over. Hunchback is very much in trouble. Managed to hit us with 45 damage. That's not okay. You're not allowed to hit me with an AC5. Are you cooking yet, or
I
are
hear
we still
ya.
trying to figure that one out? You can come running on in. Because you still need to catch up. Alright, Catapult, what are you going to do? What is your brilliant plan? Hopefully you move here and do nothing because you're too hot. No, you're not really all that hot, but you did nothing. Oh no, you decided to shoot. Couple of missiles, couple of machine gun bullets.
Aiming next time. See
Nothing
what you get.
serious.
Standing by.
Okay, Mockingbird is going to completely ignore you? Sure, why not? Mockingbird's going to completely ignore you. I mean, Mockingbird could absolutely kill you right here. There is no doubt of that. You would, in fact, be completely and totally dead.
What are your orders?
But I'm going to ignore you. Instead, I'm going to go after your buddy over here.
Copy that, Commander.
Hi. You were quite quick, not going to lie. You're a flea. So we kind of expect that out of you. But after a little bit of a sensor lock, and targeting you with all my heavy weapons,
Fun time.
yeah, I didn't think you were long for this world either.
Enemy eliminated.
Oh, and the tag barrage. I totally forgot about that. But you know what? We're creating our own little volcano here. Enemy turn, who's left? Oh, the blackjack got up. Oh, we didn't kill the Gauss rifle, that's good. But yeah, he's probably cooking pretty badly too. The heat is pretty rough at what we've just done to them. Okay, front angle will do fine. It'll be okay. Hi. I was worried for a moment. And Inferno, 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 Inferno. Warlord for that little bit of extra accuracy that we obviously need. And burn. Oh, not entirely torched.
Receiving you.
That's not good. Means I must now do a very special shot. You have a single shape charge left. Give him a high explosive. Good hit. I want to save that shape charge for a special shot that I wish to make in the future.
Waiting for orders.
Mockingbird can basically ignore that because I'm not interested in... that's flames. You may as well go all in. If you're going to hit flames, you may as well hit them all. And the Hunchback, I can totally drill through you, and there's literally nothing special about you. So kill him. He's dead.
Mech destroyed.
And then Howl. May as well. Missing by 4 and 3%.
Missed.
That's actually really good. Alright, Jester, here's the deal. I need you to be very precise with this. Try not to hit everybody.
Roger that.
Okay, that's what I wanted. I cooked everybody to do it, but that's what I wanted.
Skipper.
So the Marauder. Oh, we weren't quite in the radius. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfectly done. Top shelf, sir. Go for his head.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, you somehow managed to do that and not at all once get what I wanted. Maybe the pilot will bail out the next time I let him on fire.
Yes,
Finn, please take out the last of the targets. You're gonna cook? Did I ask that I cared about that? Not gonna lie, I don't think I asked if I cared.
Got a lock.
So, yeah. Light them up.
Affirmative.
There we go. Oh, it was an Omni Blackjack.
Last target.
Fascinating. And then
Good to
Showboat.
go.
Showboat can basically ignore whatever's going on here. How do I get up here? Oh yeah, there's the ramp. Alright, back to the top. Yeah, your keys is critical. You're not turning on.
Hey there.
Hi. There. 30 missiles. And he bailed out. Perfect. New dropship. Although, to be fair, it's like a friendly dropship, so it doesn't really matter who owns that dropship.
Waiting for orders.
Showboat. Just stand on base. What's left of the base at any rate. And everybody else, chill out.
Confirmed.
A perfectly executed mission with minimal damage, and even a pinpoint arrow strike,
Down.
only hitting exactly what we needed and nothing we didn't.
Roger. Venting heat and stabilizing.
I'm actually quite astonished by how well that went. And research station is fully under control. Ah, fully handled. Hopefully this is going to be minimal repair times, because we worked pretty hard in order to make that happen. A very specific engagement that we had to undergo, mainly because we turned around in the wrong direction for the first part of the mission, which was somewhat sad. 148,000, 89 Seabills, so many mostly pristine mechs. The repair times ought to be incredibly short. Catapult is a Catapult KC. Classic Franken-mech. Okay. Give me them parts. How many Gauss rifles do I have? I have none, so I would actually be able to, I would be picking up a Gauss rifle to work with. Sniper artillery, Thunderbolts, Thumper artillery, Endo steel. Ooh, they may have some good ammunition types here. Ammo Gauss, don't care, slugs, Sniper, Thumper. Disappointing. I have 7 tons of sniper ammo, I don't need more. How many snipers do I currently have, just in general? Because I do want to build a twin sniper mech at some point. I have none. I could pick up one to have 2. I already have 2 thumpers, so we'll grab the sniper or maybe endo steel. What am I up on? I have no endo steel. And I'm still building mechs. I have several mechs to build, and I'm going to need endo steel to build them. Although that is a light engine. I have 2. I could have 3. 260 rate fusion core. I don't have one. Give me the endo steel. I need it. We also got all the blackjack parts and the hunchback part. The hunchback we kind of annihilated. ERPPC Magna. Okay, not terrible. A pair of internal combustion engines, and that's all we got out of that. And we got LRM Thunder Augmented. Yay. But really it was the catapult that we just got. And in fact, ooh, this catapult might be way more useful than the other catapult, because this catapult has a ballistic weapon on it. In fact, ooh, a thumper arrow? Would that even be a thing? Be about 30 tons, but I think it might be able to do it. I wonder. Because it's got a ballistic on one shoulder, or maybe it's an energy on one shoulder. Yeah, I think the energies are on the shoulders. Ooh, Davian stealing stuff from us in Tortuga. We will be 2 days in repair, 18,523. Is this actually going to be 2 days, or is this in fact going to be 1 day? It'll be 2 days because of the Mackie. Actually be a little bit longer than that. Because everybody took minor amounts of damage. So it'll be quite a little while for that. Alright, Mech Bay. I want to see this new catapult. Storage. The Blackjack. Thank you for playing, but no. We sell Blackjacks for lots of parts. The Kraken we keep, the King Crab we keep, the Hunchback we get rid of. Sell that. The Catapult. Ready it up. Why? It's free. Okay, show me that. Show me that catapult casing. I like the combination. I really kind of do. I think that looks cool. But I think that ballistic that it's showing right now is actually its PPC, because lately I've noticed the PPCs is showing up as that. So patch everything. Yeah, 2 energy, 2 missile, and then the ballistics are shoulder mounted. It has a built-in light engine that they preserved though. Oh. That's good. That's actually really good, because that saves us so much cash. Alright, alright. If we were to keep it, if we would be crazy, not dump it immediately. So it's a built-in double heatsink good. Obviously we'd get rid of the machine guns. The machine guns are horrible. And we might keep that. Advanced Dark Computer, no. I'd put something else in, most likely. How would I build this? It already has the engine. Like, that's its biggest advantage at the moment. Do I have any more large lasers or anything like that? Small pulse, chem, ER mediums, lots of ERs. Could bring back large X-pulse lasers. Oh, it would be just like old times. No, I don't think I can do that. Remember the Pulsapult? The Catapulse, as it should have been named, as was pointed out to me after the fact. We could do it. We have the weapons. 2 large shots at 80 damage apiece. There'd be 110 heat already. We would need an exchanger for that one. SRMs, what sort of... Just throw on a risk M40. We could. We literally could. Darn it. I was hoping this would fit, but we're a little bit over heavy. So I can't have an instant shutdown mech. What would I do with it? Energy, missile. Both are hot. We do have ballistics, yes, but I'm not gonna put on... I have no intention of putting on, like, thumpers here. Cheek thumpers. Because the point of the thing about the thumper that makes me like it is the fact that the thumper has just enough space in order to fit in here with a weapon mount. And the weapon mount gives you the accuracy that you're gonna need. So, I like thumpers. Elrams, what do you got? I could just do that, and can I fit in a 10? Do I have a 10? I do not. I have a 15, though. Can I fit in 2 15s? You can, just barely. So I could fit in 2 15s, and then... Oh my. I mean, I've been trying to figure out a way to make it work. This would give me how much heat, first of all? 126. That's not quite sustainable. But there's ways to handle that to a certain extent. First and foremost, of course, we come in here, we throw on the exchanger. We may swap this out for the clan exchanger that we have, as was pointed out. The clan exchanger and 2 prototype double heatsinks weigh as much as this, but are better. Because the clan exchanger is 15%, the 2 prototype double heatsinks are another 8%, and so that brings you higher than the 20%. But this is a simpler thing to grasp at the moment when you're just troubleshooting. I would need 2 tons of ammo, or the double ton, so we'll throw on the double ton for the extra 5 rounds, which is great, by the way. I wish I had so much more of this double ton ammo. But just theoretically, that goes there, and I would need quite a bit of ammo, but this would be all about burning. So the only ammunition I would need would be Inferno short-range missiles. So 100, I fire 3 at a time, but we'd need 3 tons more or less. And I would need to back that up with equipment now. We come over, we want structures. We need an XL gyro. There's nothing in the center torso any for you. That gives me the tonnage I need for my 3 tons of Inferno SRM ammo. And then we have Clan Endo, which can go in there. That gives me 7 tons. Ooh. Do you have a good AMS? Advanced AMS is 3 tons, and an AMS Mark II is 1 ton. A missile attack. Firing mode. I wish I knew how big... Oh, max is 120. 220. Maybe that's for the gun. And I'm just trying to figure out which one's better. AMS Mark II. Oh, I only have the one though. And then of course I would need ammunition for that AMS. I only have 1 ton of ammo, so it'll get the 1 ton of ammo. I'd put this on this shoulder. And that way I can throw in a case, or rather a case 2. Which weighs a full ton, but hey. And then I will... I'm just shy of getting another full ton. I'm a little bit light on armor. We can throw in more ammunition. Actually, no, we need to throw in more heat control. Where are those 2 heat sinks I pulled off of it? 317, 15. That goes like that. We're at 81 for 100. That's still a bit too much. I don't think I have enough for endo. First of all, where is endo? I only have clan endo. I did check on light endo, just because it doesn't take up a lot of space. Gives me 2.5 tons versus full endo, which is 3 tons, so I gain another half ton off of that. But I lose more slots. So if I go light ferro, and we patch the light ferro at that, and then I add in another 2 heatsinks if possible. Do I? Maybe I go to a clan double heatsink kit, because that'll save me a lot of space. Do I have a clan double heatsink kit? I think I do. Yeah. I'll pull that off. Go clan. So clan double heatsink kit. Obviously I have to pull these off now. But that allows me to then switch over to clan double heatsinks, which are smaller. That goes in the legs. They weigh the same, but they are smaller. 93 for 100 is perfectly acceptable, which gives me another half ton to armor up. You know, first things first, it's gonna have to be those legs and the arms. Can't quite do that. Come back down to 110. Just so I've got some armor coverage. 45. And then like so. Like so. This would give us a reasonably fast burner mech. Now, I am going all in, basically, on SRM ammo. One thing I could do to resolve that is I can pull these out and put in, say, a pair of, I don't know, LRM... Do I have LRM Hydra? I mean, that might be worth it. I do. I have 4 tons of it. Holy crap. That's actually really good. Exchanger is really heavy. Let's test our engine. Can I go to a lighter core? Because right now I'm on a 260 fusion core that moves us at an 8.5. Can I go down to a 250? We're 8.5. 250 brings us to 8.5. Okay, can I go below a 250? No, because the biggest jump. So that gives me back quite a bit of weight, actually. I could mount 1 ton, which would be 4 rounds of shooting. Oh, why is this? That's weird. I don't like my unevens. There we go. This will give me 1 ton of ammo. Oh, but I now have a... No, I'm on light ferro. Light ferro is not clan. So that would give me the space to add in a single ton of Hydra, but that's only... It's not enough rounds. I'd like 2. How do I get 2 tons of Hydra out of this? LRM Hydra, LRM Hydra. 1 more full ton. Where does that come from? I could go to the prototype double. That is an option. Pull that off. And if I do that, we pull the exchanger out. as was pointed out in the comments, which I do read your comments, all of them, and they generally have some really great ideas, which is super helpful. So we go over to the clan exchanger instead, and then we match that up with a kit, the radical prototype double heatsink kit, which we have been sitting on for so long, and then gives me engines, heatsinks, prototype double, mounted 4 tons of it. One more. Does that get me where I need to be? 86 for 74. Pull that off. 82 for 77. Pull that off. 78 for 80. Perfect. So, I have 2 more tons. I could put on even more ammunition. I could put on more armor. A lot more armor, actually. Standard listen kill ton? Might be the way to go, actually. Medium lasers? Probably not. This gives me 25 shots, which is 12.5 rounds of shooting, which is great. This gives me 10 rounds of shooting from the Infernos, plus the Hydras, plus an AMS Mark II, which protects everybody, and we haven't even gotten to the cockpit systems just yet. So this would be a combination of missiles and energy. I wonder where we'd want to go with that. The flak. The flak would give us increased accuracy in general. Or increase against people who are moving, and generally you're going to need that when you're trying to shoot somebody like that. For our cockpit, we probably... Rangefinder gives us a direct gunnery increase, which increases your accuracy just in general. And since they're basic, I'm leaning towards an arc sheath beacon. It's only an arc 24. Right. But that'll give me the jammer bubble and everything that I need without forcing me to have to invest in it, which is really good. I don't think I have any life support systems at the moment. But that gives me 1 more ton. Can't believe I still have a ton after a listen kill ammo. Shoulders. I only got 1 upper recoil plus, and I can't mount weapon mounts because we don't have lower actuators, which is a bit of a drag. Plasma cannon. Anything else I can just shoehorn into the mech? Which would a supercharger be? 0.63 tons. That might come in handy. And suddenly, boom, you're on top of wherever you want to be. Yeah, that actually might be a really good idea. Okay. That still gives me, a little bit more tonnage to armor up. Get me up to those 110 legs. Trim out some of these aberrations of not being at actual rounded values of 5. Back up to 60. I mean, that would work, I think. That gives us another fast burning mech. It is at 65 tons, which is a heavy. This supports our current catapult. Moves us pretty quickly. I mean, that might work out quite nicely. And the reason why I think we might want to go in this direction is this is 500,000 Seabills to get into the fight. Like, there's no setup required for this. This is ready to go without having to worry about making 3 million worth in Seabills in order to put in a Clan XL engine. I mean, eventually we would want to put in a Clan XL engine, because once we do that, engine, that frees up another 3 tons. And we throw in more prototype double heat sinks to make sure that it never cooks. I mean, right now we're building 2 heat every time we shoot, which is really good. Like, yeah, this is actually really nice. I'm tempted so heavily to do that. Just want to double check something in the store, make sure it's not available. It really is making me think that maybe I don't want this catapult at all. I mean, we're just fixing it up to fix it up, but... I mean, this catapult would just be basically all missiles. I'd be able to cram in 60 LRMs into it, which, you know, really, really good. We'd be able to cook someone for sure, but it's just so similar to this one. God, we pick up a lot of catapults. Alright, great check on this door. Let's see what they've got. Let's see what the faction shop is currently sitting on top of. Ooh, couple hell spawns. I love hell spawns. I regret giving up mine. Light AC2s, not really worth it. They only do 20 damage, which is not great compared to the 25 damage in normal AC2s. They are 2 tons less though, which that does help a lot. New LRMs, acids. How much acid do I have? I don't think I have much. Let's give myself another acid, just to make sure. Listen kills, I actually think I'm good on. Yeah, we got 4 more tons. I'm fine. Tag, ammo AMS. I kind of actually do need ammo AMS. Because we have been trying to include it on war mechs, and we have mostly ammo-based tag. That becomes a bit of a problem. Yeah, nothing too special in the store right now. But I think we have a very interesting idea for building up a... God, what would the word be? A fairly solid catapult. I think it'd be pretty interesting, pretty cool. But let me know what you think. I really do like to hear sort of what the community has ideas for what they think would be really cool. There was, of course, that pretty awesome Black Knight design that I believe was Lorgar who came up with. And with the torso mounted cockpit, that was pretty cool. The Marauder, I'm not really happy about, if I'm completely honest. I can probably turn it into a better plasma mech, but I have a Marauder. I actually have a Marauder that does not have a shoulder cannon even. I don't need another. Like, this Marauder 3R, oh, it does have a shoulder cannon, so it looks even cooler. I really don't need another Marauder. God, I don't know what I'd do with it. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Tyrank. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. Share the video all around. Make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Fridays at twitch.tv/Tyrank117. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play RogueTech, we play Apollo's Vipers, which is all the way up in clan space, and we've been kicking butt and taking names all throughout that ace. And on Fridays, we play MechWarrior 5, currently in the post-game, sort of hanging around with our UAC 5 Annihilator. We recently managed to pick up several more pretty interesting guns, and we need to be on the hunt for another Annihilator so that we can take full advantage of massive firepower. And we'll see you all in the next episode.